Hola, ¿cómo están? Habla la doctora Collado. And one of the questions that I often get asked when I'm presenting at a conference is, what's your opinion about classes, coding classes, substituting foreign language classes? If you're not familiar with this, for a couple of years now, in some districts across the United States, coding classes are offered in lieu of foreign language classes. That is, to me, an absolute no as a world language teacher. But now that I've had the opportunity to to be more involved in robotics and coding, um, I have more reasons to believe that it's completely nonsense. And I want to share a little bit of what I've been doing this week. I've been teaching a coding class, and because I cannot detach myself from the fact that I'm a world language educator and coding is a language. I decided to use that as a basis to get to know the kids, for the icebreakers, and to make a connections and to get them thinking of how coding works. And so we talked about, in this particular class, we talked about the languages, the human languages that we speak, the fact that I'm bilingual. Many of them speak two and three languages, and I knew this. I knew about the diversity, so I chose that theme partly because of that. And then I asked, all right, so let's talk about coding. And so we talked about the different types of coding languages, and the fact that we have one type that is used in blocks, and the other one is text type, where you type what you need to say or tell the computer. And then we made a quick comparison with human languages. So in our conversations, the students, young students, were able to express how, you're telling in coding, you're writing a set of commands and telling the computer, telling what to do, telling something to do something. That was sort of like their words. And so when I asked, well, so how is that different from human interaction? Because if if we say, if we write it wrong, if the code is incorrect, then the computer will not do what we want it to do. The robot will not work. And so one of the answers was interesting. The kid said, well, that doesn't happen in human interaction, in human language, because if you make a mistake when you speak, the other person will understand what you're saying. So what he was talking about was all the nuances in human communication in our language, the intercultural competence, the body language, that sometimes someone tells you something, and even though it's not clear, just by the body language, just by your experience, by your knowledge of the person, or their cultural background, and or the context that's happening, you're able to figure out what the other person means. To that, I'm going to add what we call in world languages as negotiation of meaning, the asking for clarification. That doesn't really happen when it comes to coding. You're putting together a set of codes, a set of instructions, for the machine to do something. And I don't think that would go too well in human interaction, right? If you're telling other people what to do, just what to do, and you don't want to hear it back, that's not going to work. That's not good communication. So I just wanted to share that with you. If you're a world language educator like me, I want us to think of what we're doing in our classes. If we are just checking the grammar, having them write or say something, and we're getting it back and correcting, maybe it missed a period or a comma or a capital letter, or this word doesn't go here or there, then what we're doing is coding. But if we are teaching them the history, the practices, the traditions, the nuances in the language, what they mean, the gestures, in the different cultures and the different target languages, then we are teaching them to be better humans, to be global citizens of our world. And that's our job. That's what makes world languages special. So, coding, it's ideal to teach problem solving skills, which is a survival skill. And also, it can open up a door of opportunities for our children in the future to do anything they want to do. But world languages also opens many more possibilities if we do it right, if we get it right. So we need our coding classes and we need our world language classes. Maybe we can teach coding in the target language. I'm working on it. All right, so that's some food for thought for this summer on coding and languages. Adios.